Let's come back. So you have real numbers. You have real numbers. In real numbers basically on your number line, all the numbers on the number line are real numbers. In that real numbers, you know what are rational numbers. Any number that can be put in the form of P by Q are rational numbers where your P comma Q belong to integers and Q not equal to 0. That's the definition. So any number that cannot be put in the form of P by Q, which cannot be put in the form of P by Q, any real number that cannot be put in the form of P by Q, they are irrational numbers. So when we go further, we understood that rational numbers, we will go in depth, don't worry. In irrational numbers, simple, another way to remember irrational numbers is non-recurring and non-terminating. That's the best way to remember. Non-recurring, they are not repeating. They are, recurring is not happening. Like 0.33333 is recurring, right? So 142857, 142857, that is recurring. So if it is non-recurring and non-terminating, it's an irrational number. Okay, we'll go to that depth later. Now in rational numbers, so you know your integers, all integers are rational numbers. So non-integer numbers which are on the number line between any two integers, they are your fractional values, right? So then you have in the integers, you have your negative integers, you have your whole numbers, because whole numbers start from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, so on, and negative integers minus infinity to minus 1. So that constitutes your entire integers. So in whole numbers, when you go further, in whole numbers you have 0, and then you have your natural numbers. So that's the tree. Okay, I hope you should be able to see this tree whenever you want to see in life. Now coming to this imaginary numbers, so you might be wondering, what is this imaginary number? Where is this coming from? So basically, it's too early for you to learn what are imaginary numbers. This is not the class in which you learn, but just for a knowledge sake, if people want to understand, let me quickly use up this space. Okay, so for example, if you have something like x square minus 1 is equal to 0. Let's assume x square minus 1 is equal to 0. How do you solve this? You know that x square is equal to 1, and you say x is equal to plus or minus root of 1. What is plus or minus root of 1? Root of 1 is 1, so you know the value of x that satisfies is plus or minus 1. Okay, so you have x square minus 1 is equal to 0. If you put plus 1, also it will satisfy this equation. If you put minus 1, also it will satisfy this equation. So x square minus 1 is equal to 0 is an equation wherein you get two roots, which is plus 1 and minus 1. Whereas, if you have a situation in life wherein x square plus 1 is equal to 0, you want to equate x square plus 1 is equal to 0. So basically, it gives you x square is equal to minus 1. So you might say that x square is equal to minus 1. Can a square of a number be minus 1? No, it cannot be. So square of a real number cannot be minus 1, because minus 1 whole square is also 1, plus 1 whole square is also equal to 1. So what are the values of 1? What are the values of x for which x square can be equal to minus 1? So this was something that the mathematicians were worried about. So they came up with something very interesting. So they came up with a imaginary number. Now what they call it? Now x square is equal to minus 1. They said x is equal to plus or minus root of minus 1. So plus or minus root of minus 1. So this plus or minus root of minus 1, what they did is root of minus. Yeah? Daksh, are you saying something, Daksh?
Sir, does it mean that according to the root of the number, after it comes out of the root, they will put minus or plus according to the need of the equation?
No. We'll come there. Just hold your breath for a moment, Daksh. So what they did is, as we cannot calculate square root of minus 1, because we know square of any number is a positive number. So square root of a negative number is an issue. Say we know, root of 4, is 2. But what is root of minus 4? You don't know, because, we know that if x square is equal to 4, a square of a number can be 4. So your x value, what is the value of x? It can be plus 2 or it could be minus 2, because plus 2 into plus 2 is 4. Minus 2 into minus 2 is also 4. So when x square is 4, we say that x is equal to plus or minus square root of 4. And we know square root of 4 is 2. Therefore, we know that x is equal to plus or minus 2. So the values of x satisfying x square is equal to 4 are plus or minus 2. Right? But you don't know. When someone tells you x square is equal to minus 4, for example, if someone asks you what is x square is equal to minus 4, now, can I put x is equal to 2? No, because 2 square is 4. So 2 square cannot be equal, 2 square is 4 and your 4 is not equal to minus 4. So x is equal to 2 doesn't satisfy this. It doesn't satisfy x is equal to 2. Even x is equal to minus 2. If I put minus 2 square is 4, but it cannot be equal to minus 4. So neither x is equal to 2 will satisfy, neither x is equal to 2 will satisfy, nor minus 2 will satisfy this equation. Because we don't know what is square root of minus 4. We know square root of 4. We don't know square root of minus 4. So square root of negative numbers was not known to us. So that is root minus 1, root of minus 2, root of minus 3, root of minus 4, we didn't know. So what mathematicians did is they assumed that root of minus 1, they said it's an imaginary number called I. They used the word imaginary number and they called that number as I. And what they did is they formed a very interesting number line. I'll draw that for you. So if this is your, if this is your real number, this is your real number, right? This is your number line. So what they did is they drew an imaginary line on y-axis and they said these are imaginary numbers. They called this as I, this has 2I, this has 3I, this has 4I, 5I, and they created a new system altogether, a system of imaginary numbers. In the denominator, they said minus, not denominator, below the number line, minus I, minus 2I, minus 3I, and so on. Minus 4I, and so on. So they have created a imaginary axis altogether. One is your real axis, which is minus infinity to plus infinity. They created an imaginary axis with the I as root of minus 1. Are you able to follow what I'm trying to teach you? Are you able to imagine what we are talking? Yeah, it is read as iota. Yes, it's called as iota, but what I'm trying to tell you, its concept, what is it called, will come there. Very good, Bhumika. It's called iota. Good. So basically, yes, Daksh. Very good, Daksh. It's like a Cartesian plane. It's like a Cartesian plane, but in Cartesian plane that we learn, it is x-axis and y-axis. But here, this is a real axis and an imaginary axis. Your vertical is an imaginary axis and that is a linear axis, your real axis. So there is something called real line and an imaginary line. And that leads to what is called a combination of real and imaginary. We call it as complex numbers. That's a new thing that you will be learning when you go to higher standards. Complex number is a combination of real and imaginary. And that is too early for you to learn, so let me not teach you. But I hope you understood what an imaginary line is. If you have understood, mention yes in the chat box quickly.
Yes, sir.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Wonderful. So that leads us to quickly types of decimals, real numbers, and their decimal expansions, types of decimals. You know decimals, right? Right? In decimals, there are two types, terminating decimals and non-terminating decimals. What are terminating decimals? Like, for example, I have 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is what? 0.25. It's terminating. We have 1 by 5. 1 by 5 is what? 0.2. Is it terminating? Yes. I hope you know how to calculate 1 by 4 and 1 by 5. People who don't know, you have to put your doubts in the doubts forum. So there's something called everyone has a UPrep app. People who do not have a UPrep app, please reach out to the customer support of UPrep. They'll help you with the app. So if you don't know if anything that I'm discussing in the class you don't know, please use doubts forum. Post it there, we will answer. So 1 by 4, 0.25, 1 by 5, 0.2. So these are all, what is happening? They are terminating decimals. Whereas we have something like 1 by 3. 1 by 3, if you look at, is 0.33333. This is non-terminating decimals. Okay, so we have something like 1 by 7. 1 by 7 is also non-terminating. You can see 1 by 7. What is 1 by 7? It is 0.142857. 142857 and so on. Right? So terminating decimals and non-terminating decimals. In non-terminating decimals, there is something called pure recurring and mixed recurring. Now, what do you mean by mixed recurring? Now, pure recurring is 1 by 3 is a pure recurring kind of a stuff. 0.33333, it's recurring. 1 by 7 is also pure recurring. 1 by 3, we write it as 0.3 bar. Okay, that means it's recurring after that. So something like when we have 1 by 7, 1 by 7, we write it as 0.142857, 142857. Therefore, we put a bar there saying that, 142857 is recurring. So that's a pure recurring. What's the mixed recurring? Say something like if we have something like 0.235. Say let's assume it is recurring from here. If the value is recurring from there, like 3.5 onwards. So if it's recurring there, or is better example could be 0.233333. So that means what's happening is the recurring is happening here. Therefore, you can write it as 0.23 bar. That is where it is recurring, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is that's called a mixed recurring kind of decimals. Doesn't matter what are they called. What matters is how do you solve. Okay, we'll come there. So terminating decimals, you understood. Non-terminating decimals. Yeah, what are non-terminating decimals? Anyone? Yeah. Just now we learned, right? Terminating decimals of this and non-terminating of this. Yeah. So we already learned.
Decimals which have value which is recurring, whether it is pure.
No, Satvika, they are not irrational. It's irrational only if it is non-recurring. Here the question is non-terminating decimals, non-terminating. That means 0.333333. They are non-terminating. They are not ending. 0.142857, 142857. It will keep on coming like that. That is the meaning of non-terminating. It's not irrational. This is also rational. You will see if you calculate, this is nothing but 1 by 3. It's rational. This is also rational. Please don't mix between rational and irrational. Non-terminating also are decimals, also are rational numbers. Please understand. I'm repeating the same thing. Very good. They will be irrational only if it is non-recurring and non-terminating. Please understand that. This is recurring. They are recurring. Recurring and non-terminating. Recurring and non-terminating. It is rational itself. It's a rational number. It will always be written as rational number.